Today we are talking about Double Indemnity and women in the film noir genre. Double Indemnity as a film really revolutionized and kind of started the film noir genre. The structure of the film is mainly just Walter Neff. He's telling a story of the reason that he'd gotten shot. It's a narrative of his. This is really characteristic of the film noir genre, is the story being based around a narrative that gets continued as the plot. So in the narrative, basically he's talking about how there was a woman who used him and manipulated him to help him murder her husband and then make it look like an accident so that she could get money through a scheme with the insurance company, profit off of this one clause, which is the double indemnity. Double indemnity, looking at a Merriam-Webster dictionary, is a provision in which life insurance or accident policy whereby the company agrees to pay twice the face of the contract in the case of an accidental death. Some traits of film noir. First is how the style determines the substance. So basically this is how, when you look at the composition of the scenes, the lighting, the mise en scène, these are all parts of the story. They enhance the story as they go. The mood is a really big part. Lighting is a really big part of film noir because, again, that is what informs and tells us about the character's emotions. So historically, it was World War II. It was a really gloomy time, which means that it made sense that the lighting was going to be gloomy as well. In the film, Phyllis Dietrichson is basically, she takes the figure of the film femme fatale. The femme fatale is one of the defining characteristics of film noir. She's this woman who part of her existence kind of gets morphed through the light and the way that the film is set up, which is also very characteristic. In one picture, she's in the light, and you can see she's smiling, she looks so lovely, so young. And then in the other picture, right at the end, she's in the shadows, and she's more mysterious. And this is how the film noir is able to change what the femme fatale looks like throughout the film. She has this mystery to her that men don't want to ask about. They're immediately attracted to her and they don't want to ask questions. And that is necessary for the femme fatale because she can't have anybody trying to control her, which also makes her very scary. That's not to diminish the fact that she's literally murderous. She also has the stepdaughter Lola. She's much more innocent. And in this scene, she's wearing a white top, whereas Phyllis is wearing a black top. That's to show the dichotomy between the two. There's the femme fatale, the evil woman, versus the sweet little innocent girl. Lola, she's the person who's most suspect of her mother. She thinks that Phyllis was the one who killed her mother and her father, so she's very, very conscious of it, and then she talks to Walter Neff about it and confides in him. This is a really big difference between the two women. So in conversations with Walter Neff, Phyllis is the one who's in charge. She is telling him what to do, and then when he tries to yell at her, she kind of guilts him back and is like, no, you're wrong. But it's different in the dynamic with Neff and Lola because she's confiding in him. She's giving him the power, which is another way that they represent these two different women. I wouldn't call it kind of the Madonna whore dichotomy. I don't think that that's really what it represents, but I think it's kind of like, I think it represents definitely the misogynistic idea of like the murderous evil woman where there always has to be her counterpart. In the larger context, the idea of a sneaky woman who's going to take all of your money is something that we see a lot. We see that that's the idea of the gold digger, that you can't trust women. And yeah, that's Double Indemnity. Thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun class for me to take, and I really appreciate getting the chance to do it. Thank you so much.